people send me videos of people getting shot on the internet, and because they
Joe would like this.
They don't even they didn't even check in with me like I would. They weren't even like, hey, I'm about to send you something kind of graphic. They're just like, you'll like that.
Oh, here's a little nugget of human suffering that I think my buddy would like. Let me send it to the fantasy football chat of this guy taking a machete out on his neighbor for not edging his lawn properly.
It wasn't even a chat. It was a direct message of like, hey, thought you'd like this.
Hey, thought you'd enjoy this. So yeah, somebody sent you a video of a guy losing his shit and shooting his neighbor.
Yeah, I saw.
I mean, it's hard not to.
I didn't know what it was at first. A friend of mine sent me a video. I think it said, you know what? When you share it on WorldStar, it says, hey, this is graphic content. I think it comes with... No, he did warn me. He would have sent the text. It says...
Why do they even warn now? Like, what? Why?
If you're watching security cam footage, someone's about...
You should just know.
Someone gonna die.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I watched this. It was... basically, it was a... I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Why am I talking about this?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Dude. I'll dip in wherever. You know what's funny is like... You know what's funny is you mentioned like someone sends you just on the internet see a video of someone guy dying, and honestly the guy you sent me on Instagram, we're not gonna say his name. No, we're not gonna say his name. We can't do that.
We have to show a video of him.
No, we can't. We can't.
Well, then what are we fucking doing?
I mean,
we're not gonna be like, this video we saw, we're not gonna show you. Remember?
No, because that's what he wants, dude.
Let's do it. I don't care.
No,
Let's support him. I don't give a fuck.
No,
show the video.
We can't show the video.
How are they going to know?
No, because we're the guy that he's telling guys not to be.
You have to show it.
I don't.
What are we going to describe this motherfucker?
Yeah, I'll just describe his facial features one by one. Let's start with forehead.
We will for sure have played a video of his so people will understand.
Hey, dude, I own the keys to this.
Go follow
Mercedes.
him.
I couldn't follow him.
Okay,
it
so
was too much. We'll play it. We'll just not say the name. We'll just play it and not say the name.
But it's this
if
like...
you make the connection and you go find it yourself, whatever. It's just this guy who's super positive and also, you know.
Hi. Yeah, don't mind this. I was shooting TikToks.
A game I made up to process your emotions is the why though game. You mostly just keep asking yourself why though to find the root of the problem. It goes like this. I hate myself. Why though? Because I suck.
Cutesy.
He's very cutesy.
Cutesy patootsy. If you're a man, don't do this. Hi, what's going on? Do you guys love yourself today? I'm feeling kind of down today.
I've been saying this intersection of self-help and trauma therapy with just like, you know.
Trauma therapy through TikTok.
Yeah, any social platform. It's not good. It's not. It's definitely this. You know, coalescence of the two is not going to have healthy repercussions. I think there are too many people right now who have a strong misunderstanding of what the word trauma means. For sure.
Yeah. Have we talked about this?
For sure, dude. And I'm not denying a lot of people go through trauma that they don't even talk about. But half of these motherfuckers are on the internet talking about how tips to move on from their trauma, and it straight up was just like, you know, their parents not accepting that they wanted to go to an art academy.
Yeah.
You know, that's not trauma.
Yeah.
Chapter 4 of Blood Meridian, the novel, is trauma, okay? You know what I mean?
Trauma is the thing that happens when your brain emotionally shuts off because it's like too much for you.
Yeah.
Too much for you to process this emotionally right now. So let's just shut down.
Let's just go blank. Let's just go radio silent until your neurons can start firing in the correct order again.
Like you can't possibly react because you're like, well, it's a dream.
Yeah, this isn't real. This is not real. This couldn't happen to me. Yeah, no, for real.
I saw a motherfucker get thrown out of a
you saw some guy get thrown out of a
passenger window.
It's fucked up, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
And my brain still like...
You need to get on Instagram and get some, you know, reach out with a network and talk to this guy. He's got all the answers of how you need to move on. You know what sucks, though, is that like his whole game, he's like the ultimate. He's the ultimate.
He probably gets mad pussy, dude.
I guess so. I think he's married based on the deep dive I was going.
How deep you go?
I mean, I went hard. You sent me his page, and I went down it.
I'm not a therapist. I'm just a guy who is trying to deal with his own mental health and growth and emotional.
I honestly, like, I'm saying this, I kind of like him because it's such a polarized, like, far to that side of being almost like a satire of those self-help, love yourself
you're like,
people.
this is what masculinity can look like if it's not toxic. But it's also kind of toxic, you know?
Toxic.
Can you imagine being a woman living with that guy? I gotta imagine it's fucking infuriating.
Do you think he turns it off when TikTok's off?
I bet he dials it back. For sure.
Because there's something about, you know what? I feel like, I think as, maybe it's like my toxic masculinity, but nothing bothers me more than a bitch ass.
Is that, you know what? I watched the videos and I was hate watching these videos. I'm like, why am I letting this guy get my goat right now? Like, and that's why I was like, we're not going to say his name, because like this dude, that's a slam dunk for this guy. So if these two cis white dudes
Blow him
who are just
up.
full
I don't
of
care. Like, whatever.
He's already blown up. He's a creator, dude.
He is, but
isn't that the fun? That's the new term now, is creator. We're creators.
He's a creator, and I'm not even saying he's bad. I'm not even saying he's talentless. All I'm saying is he's the antithesis of me, and he must be destroyed.
It's just, it's like, I get that for sure. But you know what it is it's like, you watch these Instagram self-help people, you watch these like Instagram trauma bonding, like guru type people.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as Long Island Medium. You know, it's like the same
You think
thing
so?
as like, who's that other guy that goes in the crowd and like he's like
What is Edwards? John Edwards.
yeah, maybe something like that. You just say buzzwords that make people feel the things
That's what it is.
that are already in there. But the skill that you have is the ability to say the buzzwords to draw it out of people. And it doesn't even matter necessarily like what order the words are in. As long as you just start throwing words like trauma and healing and self, infatuation and just
love yourself and accept yourself.
It's like selling a lemon of a car. If you can like position it properly and, and market it properly, you'll sell it, but there's nothing in there.
Yeah, well, because the one video I'm thinking of, it's this, he reaffirms this idea of like, love yourself. Like, hey, you feel like everyone hates you, you're a piece of shit? No, it's not true. But then part of me is like,
it might be. It might be, dude. You don't know.
Well, this is my thing, because I'm like, I know so many people that love themselves and they accept themselves, but I'm like,
the most narcissistic people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, because they feel
For
like,
sure.
I used to feel bad about myself, then I just started loving myself. I'm like, no, you were supposed to feel bad. You're now a bad person because you don't feel bad when you do bad things.
Yeah, you have no shame.
Yeah. You have no
You gotta
shame.
have a little bit of shame. I'm not saying a whole lot. We've talked about how too much can be bad for you, for sure. But
see, for me, I do bad things, and I'm like, I'm not entirely good. I'm not entirely bad.
yeah, it's true somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these people who are going around, on Instagram acting like,
They got the secret.
It's for sure. It's that truth. It's like, I got the secret, Yeah, we gotta. At what point do these people just start becoming like truly sociopathic murderers? Like people who are they've been convinced. So this is a relatively new thing, right? The idea of self-help people on a thing on your phone that
Like,
you can
how
just
much
start
forgiveness do we give ourselves?
before we start committing crimes against humanity. Yeah, that's what I've
taxes
wanted.
in 4 years.
I had to
haven't left
focus
a
on
tip in
myself.
9 years, but I forgave myself for it, and I continue to not tip
deserve
and not pay my taxes.
Hey, that's how I'm going to start using this. Is I can just use this excuse of like self-love to just not tip people. Be like,
That's what I'm saying.
This service was terrible, and they made a big fucking deal about me not wanting onions in the omelet, so I didn't tip, and that's okay because I'm allowed to dole out love to who I want, and I can't control if they give it back to me.
And I've accepted that, and I've moved forward.
And I've decided to take out the hatred that I have towards my father for not supporting me to a waiter at Norm's.
Now you're starting to sound like my guy on TikTok,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
You need
it's
to have-
easy.
See, you need this like
It's
tangible stuff, because sometimes I get this a lot when people are like, "Oh, I'm depressed" or "I'm anxious." Sometimes I'm like, hey, those are normal human emotions, and maybe you should let them guide you. Maybe you're supposed to be anxious.
Yeah.
Maybe you're supposed to be sad.
No, people get these feelings like, oh, I need to squash this. How do I squash this? I'm feeling depressed. Do you ever like get those? That was always kind of an anomaly to me, is people who are like, oh, I've just been feeling depressed lately. I'm like, bitch, it turns on and off for you. Like, it's not just a thing that's always kind of there. It's some days is greater than others, you know?
There are some days where it's gone for me.
That's good.
Not to brag, but there are
That's
some
good.
days where I'm like, dude, I'm fucking ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm ready to get it tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go win the science fair. I'm gonna go surfing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat a good sandwich.
Yeah, I think on Saturdays, like for
You're
the
riding
most part,
high on Saturdays.
Yeah, because we're gonna hang out, we're gonna party.
Yeah, you're
It's
not
kinda like-
working.
yeah, it's chill. I might go
like-
surf, and I feel pretty blissful.
That's good.
Yeah, and I go do shitty things to people on Saturday. you
Yeah,
know?
because you can't, because you're loving yourself.
Yeah, I've already
Saturdays
accepted the
yourself
bad things
too.
I do, so I just
Yeah.
go and I ruin people's Saturdays.
Yeah, you take 2 parking spaces at the beach and
Ooh, yeah.
you be that guy. It's your just you love it yourself, man.
That's what it. Yeah, there are people that love themselves when I'm like, no, you should really be disgusted with yourself, because we're disgusted.
You're
with
not
you.
lovable.
Yeah, you
You
are.
know, like I'm glad that's good that you found a way to love yourself, because you were left with no other option, because no one else seems to love you.
Yeah, don't love yourself too much, because you'll be the last one left.
Yeah, dude.
There are people. You ever see those people where, like, I feel like if you're doing something, if you're acting a fool, I'm gonna be like, hey man, I'm gonna stop loving you if you keep acting a fool, right? But do you ever see those two people that are just acting a fool at the same time? They both hate each other, but they're like they're all they got. So they can't call each other out on their bullshit, because they're like, I do the bullshit too, but we just want to be around each other because it gives them this semblance of like there's someone there.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, and that takes many forms. You know, it could be like a dysfunctional couple, but it also could just be like 2 fucking guys who are like just so they hate each other and they're so aggressive and they just constantly pick at each other, and they're like, bro, they're just constantly fighting bros, but they're like, well, I gotta watch out for this guy, you know, because we're all we got, you know.
That sounds more like it's less. I feel like that's probably rare as 2 bros. More likely a married couple.
You think so? Well, I think it's I'm making an example of how this could happen anywhere. Really,
It could.
It's people who've like, yeah. Well, in my case, it's like 2 guys who started, you know. Some people are just destined for loneliness, and then they find, you know, someone else who's of the same, and just like we all have friends like that, you know.
I'm thinking of 2 people I know who are the bros.
Yeah, right.
They would just like, it was so
Like Mario and Luigi, you know, they're always there.
miserable. Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi were having a good time.
They were. They had light.
They were a good team.
They were.
These 2 dudes, they was funny because I was like, it was one of those situations where when one wasn't around, he'd talk shit about the other one, and then the other one would come around, the other one would leave, and they talk shit about him. I'm like, that's your best friend.
Those guys like love each other though. You know what I mean? Like they really do. It's that kind of like these guys are not going to move in with their girlfriends like 3 years before it's due, because they're like, oh, I like living with, you know. We live together, you know, we're roommates, you know, we got a good thing going.
Familiarity of misery.
Yeah. Misery loves company, so.
It does.
Yeah.
Pe-
I've been this guy before.
People.
I'll be honest with you. I know who this guy. I've been this guy. It's all right, you know. Yeah, as long as you keep changing, it seems like it's not working, but it is. As long as you keep switching it up.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just talking.
Okay,
This is my self-help YouTube channel now.
Boy, have
gotta
I have a
learn.
TikTok account for you.
We should start a self-hatred, like just a self-hatred Instagram page.
You know
There's
what?
too many people telling you like all the things that are good about you. We just need to be like, you know, you're not. There's a lot of artists. There's a lot of visual artists. There's a lot of visual mediums. You're not even the best at your medium. But you keep trying. Like you can keep trying, and that work ethic will take you. Like that kind of motivation.
It's like there's a guy in Uzbekistan that's better than what you do, and he charges less on Fiverr than you.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason.
He doesn't even have a phone.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know what? I thought
He
about
has
this.
Fiverr though. He doesn't have a phone. He goes to the
desktop
library.
Fiverr,
No,
yeah.
he goes to the library to work on his Fiverr account. He only works 9 to 5 for that reason.
And he's the best voiceover you've ever gotten.
Your whole life.
Okay, you know who that guy is, though? The self-hatred guy? He exists.
Yeah, it's Joe Rogan.
I was going to say Gary Vee, but you're not wrong.
It's that like aggressive, super aggro man.
Make
Like
your bed at 4:45 and read
Yeah.
a book and eat oatmeal.
clean your room. Jordan Peterson, fresh out of rehab. Jordan Peterson, welcome back to society. You fucking degenerate. You came back, dude.
Dude, I hear a lot of good things about Jordan Peterson.
Really? From who? From whom?
My friend Heaven. She loves Jordan Peterson.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's into it.
Yeah, it's a character right there.
Yeah. She's like,
She's not the norm.
I hear a lot of people fuck with Jordan Peterson, dude.
Yeah.
People are fans. People
I
like
know
him.
that people are fans, but I feel like
I
his
like it
moment
though.
is
He's the
come and
stern dad kicking the pants.
gone. Yeah, he's a good,
Go make your bed.
make your bed, clean your room, At what point though do you start being like, okay, all of my fans may or may not be involved in acts of violence? Like, how do we, not all, but a chunk.
I think you're generalizing, man. I know a lot of peaceful motherfuckers that fuck with JP.
There's a lot of peaceful people in every violent subculture of
You
America.
think anyone that's a fan, every like fan group for you is like somehow part of either Antifa or Proud Boys?
It all boils down to one of those two.
You fall on one. What side do you fall on?
Dude, I'm around it. I can't fly with a flag.
All right, that's fair.
I don't think there's anything. Here's the thing about Jordan Peterson is like he
Explain
He
Jordan
very
Peterson. I just
skill-
thought people might not know.
This is the Guru podcast. We're talking about gurus today, and Jordan Peterson is, I would say that his rise to fame, he's one of those people who's considered part of like the intellectual dark web, which is the funniest thing that anyone ever says, is when people say the term intellectual dark web.
Well, explain it because I don't know it.
It's when you're on YouTube and you get suggested that new episode of Joe Rogan from some like creepy looking guy with like funny glasses, and he's like Dr. Richard Forbenstein.
Yeah. It just auto plays for me.
In intellectual dark web is that guy.
Okay.
The guy who's like, real doctors don't want you to hear what he has to say because he's like a doctor and he writes for like a website called, it's like brainspecies.net.
Okay, well, I've come to know these guys as pseudoscientists.
Yeah, more or less.
And it's weird. They're like self-proclaimed pseudoscientists.
A little bit.
Isn't that weird?
Because then what they do is they just make their own website and they just post their nonsense on there. And all of a sudden it's like... It's like when there was this restaurant called First Watch. You know First Watch?
Oh, yeah.
They have billboards that say voted best pancakes in America.
Is it true?
There's no attribution. Like, well, we voted best pancakes. By who? Well, by our team of people.
That's how Pabst Blue Ribbon is. Apparently, it's never won an award in its entire
Never.
existence.
But they're just like, guess what? No, it's the best. You love it. That's what this is. So anyway, Jordan Peterson is just this guy. I can't imagine that anyone who's listening to this doesn't know who he is.
Keep going.
I'll just broadly. I think he got his rise basically targeting young men, young white men, for the most part.
I don't know.
The vast majority.
Heaven is not a young white man.
No, that's true. It's kind of like how Trump, like
She's
every
hooked.
time he
She
had a
likes it.
rally, had like those two black chicks come and just like they had like their own podcast, like the two black chicks in America who were for Trump.
Dude, Fox News gave them a show.
Yeah, I mean that's in the age we're now. So like, I don't even remember the original point of this, dude. We're talking about Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
Is he problematic or not? I don't know. It seems his whole mantra was kind of like get your life together. His clean your room. That was his mantra, was clean your room. Like his fans, they all wear nice suits to his shows, and like it's this idea of like self-preservation and honor through hard work, I guess, and repetition. And it's like you can't be controlled by like the media because you control your life. You have everything on lockdown, you know? And that mentality is good for a little bit. And then what it does is it gives those guys like this kind of messiah complex of like, oh, well, I have everything in order. I know right from wrong. Everything could be broken down analytically and logically, and I can speak like this with great, you know, cadence, and I can pull out words you've never heard. And they're like, well, maybe I'm asking them to burn down a Chick-fil-A. I don't know. Maybe. They did.
Dude, you assume everyone's part of a terrorist group.
They are.
You do.
Dude. This is throughout human history.
Anyone that's a fan of like
anything is a terrorist group.
You like
for
the
sure. Charles
like the
Manson
Angels?
didn't kill anybody.
Angels fans, they'll do anything. They'll burn down a White
Angels
Castle.
fans are good. Angels fans are good. They will not burn down a White Castle. Dodgers fans.
Every description of
Dodgers
a fan
fans
group.
for sure will burn down.
Oh, for sure.
They would never come to a White Castle, but should they?
Yeah, but it's funny. Every fan group you describe ends in burning down some fast food franchise.
Listen, I get
It's
the
like,
point.
and they will do that.
They will do that. I get the point that you're trying to make, but I think you also have to admit, like, there's no coincidence in the number of may they or may they not be neo-Nazis in the Jordan Peterson fan base.
I don't know enough about him, but I know a lot of people who are just like mellow ass people. Dude, I support the make your bed thing, man. I clean my apartment.
Of course,
every
everyone
day.
does, but that's the whole point, dude. It's like a broad message. That's how any kind of like it's how any like group starts. Any kind of like subcultish group like
Starts with make your bed?
Starts with make your bed. It starts with a broad topic that anyone can get on board with. And then it kind of starts digging a little bit deeper, and then you start realizing, well, this guy's giving talks all over the country. Well, who's at the talks? 98% white dudes in the crowd.
You assume all white dudes wouldn't all do 90% white dudes, and you know those motherfuckers are burning down a Wendy's.
Maybe not a Wendy's, but you know.
Yeah, don't burn down a Wendy's.
No, there would be no reason to ever burn down a Wendy's.
Yeah.
I don't care. I would love. The world is getting so ridiculous that eventually there's going to be a day where we're watching a Wendy's burn down on CNN, and we're like, it makes sense.
Got serious.
Why? What would be the reason that someone burned down a Wendy's?
Because someone already burned down the Panera Bread right next to it.
That, I guess.
And they're bored.
Well, during the George Floyd protests over the summer, people were burning down Targets because Targets were in Minneapolis, aka where he was killed, you know? So they just picked some corporate chain and they were like, burn it. Which I support, by the way. I want that clear. But I'm just saying, when will it become Wendy's? It's going to be when Dave Thomas... Remember Wendy's? You know Dave Thomas, the Wendy's guy?
Of course I know Dave Thomas.
When his, like, grandson, who's a cop, kills, like, a black kid or something like that, or is, you know... Then we'll burn down Wendy's, you know? I'm just saying it would be a pretty funny event if like there was hatred behind like we need to burn down this Wendy's. Like what happened for that situation to occur?
Oh, you mean to be like Wendy's specifically?
Yeah, specifically people are like this tyranny that Wendy's has been doing with their bacon on every fucking burger known to man. It needs to be stopped. We're burning it down.
No, because if it would have happened, it would have been a Chick-fil-A already. If someone would have targeted a fast food restaurant to burn down, it'd probably be Chick-fil-A.
That's the ironic thing is that Chick-fil-A is actually dabbling in a lot of political endeavors, such as like, you know, donating to conversion therapy camps and shit like that. They're still going, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
They're hot. They're always looking for smoke. And every fucking year there's an article that comes out like Chick-fil-A donated to this new group that kills babies. You're like, what?
No, that doesn't kill babies.
No, they've gone totally opposite now, dude.
That's not true.
They've gone the other way.
They're against
Chick-fil-A's Antifa, dude. Yeah, it's great. I know, dude.
Chick-fil-A donates to the Fellowship of... What's interesting is like, because I did some research on this, because we did a little segment on this. Chick-fil-A donates to Christian groups, and Christian groups don't believe in trans people.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
That's all it is.
It's not like they're donating to a laboratory that learns how to like take the straight out of boys.
No.
You know?
Well, one of them
as
was
you'd be led to believe.
One of them was the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, which is just like a bunch of dorks that play basketball and read the Bible.
Yeah.
That's all.
Like,
Nothing nefarious.
Who started that, and for what reason?
Boredom.
Yeah,
You
really.
know?
That's really.
You can't fuck nobody, so you got to read the Bible and
So we
talk
gotta
about,
start
talk
Fellowship
about
of-
basketball.
Bible and basketball, dude.
No, what I was gonna say though is I'm on Jordan Peterson's side. I'm on his side because I think more people. Whenever I walk into someone's place and it's in disarray, I'm like, this is your
This
life.
motherfucker needs to clean his room.
This is a representation of your life.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, I get that. I understand the you vibe with the clean your room thing. There is more to it than that.
Yeah.
I need you
But
to understand
starting
that there is more to it. It goes.
Not everyone
deeper.
that makes their bed has burned down a Wendy's, guy. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Of course.
know?
I would never make an argument otherwise, but
I'm saying more people should stop listening to like Love Yourself and start making their goddamn beds. And like tuck your sheet under your mattress. Like
yeah, don't just like arrange the sheet to be over the mattress. That doesn't
don't
that's
let it
not
drape.
No, let it be tucked, dude. I want to struggle. I want to move my fucking thunder thighs to get this sheet untucked.
Exactly. You want to be King Tut when you go to bed.
Yeah, I want the sheets. I want it like hotel tucked in, where I get in and it shoves my penis into my stomach, like all the way back in.
Now.
That's tight.
It's
That's
living.
comfort.
Yeah.
When someone breaks into your room at a Royal Inn, or Night's Inn.
At a Motel 6.
At a Night's Inn.
Yeah, Night's
At a
Inn.
Night's Inn, you don't stand a chance because you're tucked so fucking in.
What's the worst hotel chain?
Motel 6 is pretty bad.
Have you ever been to a
pretty bad.
Drury Inn?
Yeah, Drury.
I still think
They're
Motel
not even
6 is worse.
trying, dude. Drury.
Yeah, Drury Inn.
Drury. They might as well just say dreary. Like the people are like, how do we describe these hotels? They're dreary as fuck. Or Drury.
They don't even.
It's a Drury Inn. I stayed at a Drury Inn with me and Barack one time.
You say it's dreary. That's how you say it.
Dreary.
But yeah, Motel 6.
Drury's
is
bad. Motel 6 is pretty bad. Night's Inn is... I don't know if Night's Inn is even still a thing, to be honest.
That being said, though, like, I like a shitty hotel more than I like an Airbnb.
I can't tell you the last time I stayed in a hotel.
You in road trip motel?
No, I mean, not. You get like an Airbnb nowadays, man.
I've done it, but dude, I prefer. I don't because you know
You
what
got a thing against Airbnbs?
Here's why. Here's why I'm not
Why?
crazy about them. I like an Airbnb, but I don't like an Airbnb where I'm renting a room and I walk in and I have to like,
Oh no,
I have
dude.
to. I'm like a guest. I don't like that.
Hey guys, go jerk off in here real quick.
Yeah, if I don't have my own.
We're all jerking off here in this, hellhole.
What if you showed up to an Airbnb and they're like, "Oh, hey, where are you from? Here's your room," and you're like, "I'm sorry, I've been driving all day. I have to jack off. Where's the bathroom?"
I gotta come instantly. Do you have pasta? Do you have fusilli? I'd love to make
That's
pasta.
a way to get no one to talk to you. Be like, imagine showing someone to a bathroom where you know they're going to masturbate.
Yeah. I mean, it would certainly create like an awkward tension among the group.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to a hotel in a minute for sure. I like an Airbnb. I like staying in a fake apartment that isn't actually lived in by anyone. Isn't that the funny thing? Is like Airbnb started as like, oh, you can rent out my apartment when I'm gone. Like, it's not that. It's like, oh, a shitty landlord bought this unit in a building that he has a unit in a building that he already owns. It's not being rented by someone, so we'll put some IKEA furniture in it. And guess what? It's an Airbnb.
Why not?
Why not?
Side hustle, baby.
Welcome to this new age where everything is Airbnb or fucking DoorDash or Uber Eats. Everybody's contractor
You see,
now.
dude, you love Airbnb, you love Postmates, but you always seem annoyed by it.
I
all.
don't use Postmates
You're like,
anymore.
welcome to this world where
I
I
don't-
do everything that I hate.
I don't use
TikTok
Postmates anymore.
and Razor scooters and Lime scooters.
It's
These
not-
are all things that you love, and you're
I haven't
annoyed
used
by the
a
fact that they
scooter in
exist.
forever. That guy just went.
All right.
I haven't used a scooter in forever, and I haven't used Postmates. I go straight to the restaurant now, straight up.
Do you?
Yeah, or I call them directly and I order over the phone.
That's
I'm
how
done
I
with
do.
it.
Because on Wingstop, you can't. There's no place to say extra seasoning and wet,
Okay,
so I have to call them.
I get that. I respect that. You have to call them and be like, "Guy,
Extra
if
wet,
these
extra
fucking
seasoning."
wings are dry again, I'm gonna go postal."
Dude, I'm gonna go Postmates. Dude.
I know, dude. I know.
Dude,
I hate it.
I open up the cardboard when I'm there, and I look to make sure that they're
Fuck
soaked,
yeah, they better
dude.
they better be swimming in that. They better be drowning in spicy garlic, dude.
Dude, actually, you remember when we went to the Rams game? We went to Wingstop after. You remember this? And then when we went, I asked for them wet. I swear to God, my wings were floating in garlic parmesan wetness. They were like submerged. They were like fish in a fish
literally
tank.
Michael Phelps just
Yeah,
swimming,
dude, they're backstroking, dude. It was
backstroking
crazy.
and Caribbean jerk,
Yeah.
teriyaki zing sauce, whatever the fuck it is, man.
It was like at Subway, you know, when you're like, can I get a little more ranch? And they're like, you want ranch?
Oh, we got a real motherfucker here.
Yeah, and you're like, all right,
All right.
fuck me.
I went to Chipotle today and I don't know why I thought this would be prudent, but I was like, I'm going to get a burrito with cauliflower rice.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Well, here's the thing. I was like, can I get extra cauliflower rice? And the guy was like, double cauliflower rice coming up. Like, he went hard into it. And then, my dude, there's an entire head of cauliflower on my burrito.
Hell yeah.
No, it was too much.
Did they
were
charge
gonna-
you an extra $4?
No.
Because it's two. It's plus two.
No,
Yeah.
it's just the two.
It was just the two?
Just the two.
Oh, then you discovered a trick. Because I
Yeah.
think they'd double up. They'd double charge you, man.
You think so? They didn't this time.
They're
There
always
was
trying
some
to upsell
initial
you.
confusion because I'd be getting these. I would go to Chipotle and get a bowl, and can I do extra cauliflower rice? And I'd see +2. And I was like, is this +2 because I'm getting extra, or is this +2 because the cauliflower rice is a premium item?
The latter.
Correct.
Yeah.
It ended up being that.
I got it because you told me about
It's
it.
good, isn't it?
It's fine. El Pollo Loco also has cauliflower rice now too.
Oh, dude, what's that like?
It's
I haven't
the
been.
same.
I haven't been to an El Pollo Loco.
You haven't?
No, what's
Dude,
going
Keto
on
Boys,
there?
you'll love El Pollo Loco.
What is it? I
It's-
don't even know what it is.
It's the KFC of. It's like Mexican KFC, but it's grilled chicken, not fried chicken.
I'm in.
It's really good. They have all sorts of like Mexican sides too.
I'm in.
Oh, dude, guy, you gotta go, and it's cheap as fuck.
I bet it is, dude.
Yeah. Except one time I went, and I think I told you this, but I went in, and it's straight up. It took me a long time to go back to El Pollo Loco after this, but I went in and it smelled like pure diarrhea. And I walk in, and I have my.
Sorry, we're cleaning the grease traps today. You know?
I think they had like a sewage bubble up or whatever.
Yeah.
And at that point, if your entire restaurant smells like diarrhea, shut it down.
Dude, one time I was at this place, Bloodso's Barbecue, down there on La Brea, which is a well-regarded barbecue spot. If
Yeah.
not one of
It's not El Pollo Loco.
No, it's not. It's it's like a hipster bullshit barbecue restaurant. But it's very famous. I go to this place and we sit down at this booth, and literally as I'm like waiting for drinks, waiting for a beer, it just smells like it reeks of shit.
So you'd been
And I'm-
sitting for a while, and then the diarrhea smell wafted.
We had been in the restaurant for 5 minutes. And
Okay.
I'm like, wow, this smells like diarrhea. And I look, and the floors are wet, like by the drink stations and like the bar station or whatever. And it's coming up through the drains. I'm like, what the fuck? And I instantly, You smell that and you see that. You're like, well, this is sewage leak. This is sewage backup. What's going on here? And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for the guy to come back. And then everyone starts to leave the restaurant. And people are leaving without paying. I'm like, yep, we're done. So we're going to go. And we started, and we're like getting up. The guys come back with our beer. I'm like, hey, is something going on? I literally am like, I say, is something going on? And they're like, yeah. I'm sorry. And I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And I didn't hold it against him. I went back to him later. It happens.
It does.
That's a city issue. That's not an unsanitary restaurant. That's a city issue with sewage.
But guaranteed Bledsoe's shut the club down.
They shut it down. Everyone left.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to
Dude,
do that.
this El Pollo Loco continued operations.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no one's...
Okay.
Who's calling them out?
Well, because I'm wearing my mask and I walked in and I was like, I noticed the smell was bad. I didn't know who it was. I might have thought, honestly, there was part of me that was like, maybe it's the lady in front of me. Maybe she just smells like shit. Okay. And this lady like turns around. What?
Maybe it's the lady in front of me. Maybe she just smells like shit.
Hey man, some people out here smelling like shit.
Yeah, that's
dude.
true. Some people are.
So, and she looks at me, she turns around, she's like, and I'm like, oh,
Here we go.
and then she
Yeah,
goes,
green
and
light.
she points at the restrooms, and I see like, all sorts of like, caution tape all over the restroom,
Yep,
and I was like,
yep.
all right, and I was like, I just pointed because I was just pointed, and she's like, yeah, we both walked out because it was just like, she was just like,
What a good moment.
yeah, it was a good moment where it's like,
Fuck.
I'm not gonna wait. No one's gonna wait for their food while smelling diarrhea. No one's gonna be like, I'm waiting to go eat something that's been prepared in this place that has trace amount of diarrhea particles floating around.
You can't be eating places that have diarrhea particles floating around.
No.
And you can't smell it. It's like when the army was doing, no ask, don't tell. It's like, listen, I know this
How
is
what are you
El
gonna do with
Pollo
this
Loco.
comparison?
This is no El Pollo Loco. I know that there's diarrhea water everywhere. Okay? But I can't
Okay.
see it. You cannot bring
Got
it in
it.
my life. You can't. I'm
Right.
willing to overlook this if I don't ever ever be given a sign of it. And here I come in to get my
This is
chicken, and it smells like a fucking bathroom at a NASCAR race. Like,
This would be like walking into the barracks and there's two guys giving each other like very low back massages.
yeah,
Where you're like, guys, I can't look. I know what's going on here. Not to compare
It's
homosexuality with diarrhea.
no, not at all. Nor should you.
No.
Diarrhea spans across all races and genders.
Yeah, it's the
A lot of people die
equalizer.
from diarrhea. It's one of the
They
leading
used
causes, but still do.
People really out here dying of diarrhea?
Fuck yeah, dude! It's like one top 5 leading causes of death in the world.
They're putting the dye in diarrhea, huh?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
Is that the end?
And poor Bill Gates is out there trying to just get them toilets, and everybody's mad at him. He just wants to give everyone a toilet and also block the rays of the sun with like some kind of particle atmosphere. Like, come on.
And cured genital warts.
Does he?
That's HPV, dude.
Oh.
That's what
That's way sexier.
What?
He couldn't just come out with Melinda and like, our foundation is we want to solve genital warts. Like, he can't come out and say that. He
You
has
can
to
say cervical
HPV.
cancer. It's like,
Anytime you can put an acronym in your cause,
Yeah.
better. This is part of my like tips for success if you want to like run a grifter, pyramid scheme
Yeah.
that is positioned as a world like health organization. Yeah.
you can't say, we're trying to eradicate
fighting-
pussy bumps.
no.
Doesn't sound.
HPV.
The
That's
human
what-
papilloma virus must be eradicated.
Throw those big words around. People still now like, oh, he got the Rona. I'm like, dude,
Have some respect for
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that disrespectful?
I think so.
I think when people are like, oh, he got the Rona, I'm like, okay. There's like 400,000 dead Americans. But like, listen, I ain't no narc. I get joking around.
Too playful.
It's a little too playful. A little.
I don't like
He
it.
got the Rona. I've started dabbling in dining out again. Now that outdoor dining is now back in
Yeah.
LA. So I stopped at this place, this German restaurant by the beach earlier today, and it was good. 2 times now. They're asking me for this contact tracing thing where you gotta like sign your shit down. They asked you for your name, your phone number, and your email
Yeah,
address.
dude. Osama bin Laden, Baghdad.
Is that what you're putting?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I ain't letting them.
Yeah, right. I felt bad at first, but no.
Yeah, no, dude. When I went to New York, Osama bin Laden be running around all over the Lower East Side.
When you're handing me literally a piece of paper that's printed, like I'm signing up for youth baseball, like a clipboard. Come on, no.
Dude, they were like trying to scan my head and like, give me a barcode tattoo.
Well, with
like
the little
thermal,
the radar
I'm
gun.
just fucking around.
What if they know what? You know what? Like this pandemic happened so quickly that like everyone just started using those thermal radar guns, and with just they could all. And I know everyone's just getting the cheapest version of it that's on Amazon. Every small business in this country is like, oh, we gotta have one, so they just get the cheapest one. God knows.
They're for appearances.
Shooting into your brain. Oh my god, dude! Half the time they shoot it, and you're like, it says 91.7. It's good. And then you just wave you in. I'm like, well, we did it.
Turns out I'm dead.
Turns out my body count is now like 7 or 8.
You can be dead. You just can't have a fever.
Because I had to go get schnitzel. And I couldn't be stopped.
How was it?
It was great, dude. It was great. You gotta go eat at restaurants or you'll for sure start thinking about killing yourself. You got to go out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Go to the beach. You really do. I do think
yeah.
so.
Well, now it's like, it's crazy just how much outdoor dining can transform a city. Because we were sitting here talking about how bad. LA was looking pretty bad for a while. And now outdoor dining's back and people are like, fuck it, dude. Out there getting acai bowls left and right. Getting smash burgers and
there were a couple of weeks there where
Detroit slices here and there.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of weeks back in whenever it was when they opened up outdoor dining, and I was out there, dude, and it felt good.
Feels good.
Felt dirty.
I saw like 40 people waiting in line to get to this like outdoor. It looked like a patio on top of like a commercial building on like La Brea, like no, more like La Cienega and Wilshire. And you see places, this is so unique to this time, but have you been like coming across places that you see people waiting in line at and you're like, this crowd's way too hyped for a restaurant? Because remember, bars aren't open here.
Okay.
You see these restaurants sometimes, there's a line all the way down for the block for this restaurant, and you can't actually see the restaurant. And you're like, oh, well, it's outside, but it's like somewhere back here.
What are you insinuating?
What's going on in these places? I think people, well, first of all, we know, I think people are operating like underground clubs, like illegal clubs and shit like that.
You think so?
Yeah, in restaurants. Speakeasies. I think we're in the age of speakeasies right now is what I'm saying.
Well, that's what any sort of like low-key gathering was, because it was like a speakeasy for just socialization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the commodity wasn't liquor this time. It was just human interaction.
Yeah, it was a good hang.
Yeah. Dude,
But y'all
that's for
having fun
sure
in here?
happening. That's for sure happening because I saw there were stories on the news about it, how like LAPD was busting these like clubs that were basically operating illegally, and they can't keep track of all that shit. I don't even know what the point of this is, but
Probably. Either way, I can't. My own mother and dad could like die of corona because someone took them, like dragged them to a club. I'd be like, I can't care.
It's hard out here on the streets.
This is the greatest thing I've ever drank in my life.
You like that?
It's
You
really
like
great.
the blackberry sage seltzer? It's from Boulevard Brewing, which is a shitty brewery. God, is it bad?
But goddamn, do they make an incredible blackberry sage salsa?
What is sage, dude? I tasted it. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, dude.
It's a plant. It's just a plant.
I know it's a plant, but like,
And then it cleanses demons.
have you ever been to a girl's place and she's like burning sage?
Yeah.
What's that about? I see people doing this all the time now. And
It's because she has to cleanse it after you give her that nasty,
After
dirty
you dig
dick
her
down.
she's like, man, this place needs to be sterilized. God knows this guy. He looks tired as fuck. He looks road worn, like a highwayman riding the coach roads.
It's the spirituality.
I've been reading. I mentioned it earlier. Blood Meridian.
Yeah, it was a reference I didn't understand.
Have you ever read that book?
Come on, guy.
Okay, well,
I've read like 19 books in my adult life, and none of them are Blood Meridian.
You know what's a rare moment is when you're reading something that scares you. Like the depiction is so vivid that you're like, okay, that's kind of terrifying.
You don't think I've ever done that?
You know, never? You didn't read Call of the Wild in 6th grade in the library, and you're like, wow, this guy is cold with his dog.
No. I read Into the Wild. That one wasn't too spooky, though. What'd you read,
the Wild,
dude? Tell us.
Into the Wild.
Yeah.
With, what's his name? The movie.
Oh, they made a movie. It was good. The movie's good, too.
Oh,
the movie's better
God
than the
damn it,
book.
I don't remember his
Emil
name.
Hirsch.
Emil Hirsch, that's who it is. Mm-hmm. Blood Meridian's good if you haven't read it. It's very gruesome violence, though.
You're just trying to sneak in. You read a book.
I thought we were talking about books. My
in,
apologies.
Trying to be like, oh, did I mention?
Well, you can read one.
I read
dude.
a book.
What if we just read?
Right.
Well, we should just start reading like, just like vintage pulp or like those like big titty lady books you'd see at like Kroger back in the day.
Isn't that crazy? They sold
Daniel
like
Steele
romance
books.
novels at Kroger.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy. There's like a magazine section.
I feel like my mom had some of those growing up, like some Daniel Steele type books. And I always remember being like, were you just like there and you're like, I guess I could have a book? You're like, whatever, fuck it, you know?
You're just horny, dude.
Is that what it is?
You just forgive your mom
Fuck,
for
my
having a
mom
sex
was
drive,
horny,
dude.
dude. I'm not trying to slut shame my mom or anything,
man.
you know? Like,
You know, Lisa would be pissed, man.
she'd be
You
pissed.
gotta understand. You of all people should know that your mom is just a woman out in the world.
Yeah, she's out there getting
You know.
dicked down by whomever.
Yeah.
Hopefully my dad. Or at least that's what I'm being led to believe.
And if it's not true, I don't want to know. You know?
Yeah.
If my mom has ever had sex with anyone but my dad, I don't want to know about it.
Really?
Not
That
really.
makes you weird to think about?
It doesn't make me weird. It's just something where if my mom was to be like, you want to hear about the...
It'd be weird if she
good.
she brought
Take
it
over.
up.
That's what I'm saying.
It'd be weird if she was like, if it came up naturally.
Yeah.
You know?
What were we talking about to get to this?
Yeah, right? I don't think that makes you prudish to think that either. Does that make me prudish that I don't want to think about my mom getting dicked down in high school by some guy in band? You know?
I think it makes you Mormon.
Some fucking clarinet player? Come on, man.
Clarinet player.
You want your mom, you think about your mom, you're like, oh, I hope she got dicked down by like the best of the best. Not some piece of shit. Not just some loser. You don't want to think about your mom getting banged by a loser. If you have to think about your mom getting banged by a guy, you got to hope they're at least a stud, right?
I can't go this direction because my mom. You know what? Because I know a little bit about my mom's type.
Yeah. What is it? What's your type? I mean,
That's a wrap. We.